That's how I wanted to start this. I don't know if you can hear the sounds. You probably can, but that was Parker texting. But that's how I wanted to start this podcast because it's been 2 years. 2 years. Almost put 3. Technically in November it will be 3. But hey, it's August. We're going to start it. We're going to do it. Okay? We are going to start the podcast back. So what's good, y'all? Welcome to the new podcast time. I don't know. We're going to keep the same name because what's good, y'all? You know, that's a good name. Especially for me because I say y'all a lot. Anyways. I'm going without a script here, which is not good for me. I need to write a script because I tend to jump. And I've already made a clip. I made clip 2. This is clip 1. I made them backwards because I forgot to introduce myself. So, hey, hi. I'm Abby. I'm going to be the main person. If I have some people on, we'll have some people on. I might even have my brother on. That'll be funny. But he might talk business stuff. I'm going to talk book stuff. Maybe I'll have my sister-in-law on. She does nursing. I don't know who else I'll have on here. Emily. I know Emily's watching this too because she's been like, oh, hey. But yeah, Emily, you're my biggest fan here, so love that for me. Thanks for watching. You're going to be on the podcast. We're going to make an episode together because we could talk books. And then I think it would go really smooth because then we could, hit off each other. Since this is clip 1, I need to let you know we're watching baseball. Boston Red Sox are playing the White Sox right now, and the Red Sox are doing really well at this moment. So, yeah, there's that. And the Red Sox is my baseball team, if you couldn't tell. Let's see. What else is fun about me? I know my family's going to watch this and be like, Abby, you need a script. And I'll be like, I know, that's why I said it. Anyways, I saw this TikTok the other day, and this is why it made me decide to restart my podcast. Was because it said, why should I be embarrassed to post my life? Because I used to post my ex. Let that sink in. I sent that to my cousin because that was probably the best thing I could have sent to her. Anyways, on this podcast, actually, let's not go there yet. Let's back up. More about me. I'm 27. I started this podcast in 2024, I want to think. I made 1 episode. Then I let it get to my head that people were making fun of me. And I really cared about that, and I don't know why. So yeah, there's that. But anyways, we're back. I used to post my ex. That's what I'm just keep saying. So, why be embarrassed, right? We got a new little setup. I was sitting on my couch, but I didn't like holding the microphone. So now we're at a desk with my couch behind me. And all my beautiful collages that I made. They're not great, but I like them, so whatever. My bookshelf's in the corner so I can look at it. So if you see me look up, I'm looking at my bookshelf. Especially when I'm talking about books. But my goal is to always have a stack of books with me whenever I go to talk about them. And I want to make it a little quick podcast because I know attention span. You're probably already putting Abby in 2 times speed, which is fine. Because I read in 2 times speed when I listen to the book on Audible. Which is honestly one of my favorite ways of reading because it gives the characters more of an illustration in my brain because I like to visualize what they look like, you know what I mean? So anyways, I told you my age. I am currently working as an account manager. It's a new job. I just started it in July. It's honestly been amazing working there. I used to work as a social media director. It was fun, but I just don't think that's where God wanted me. And he was showing me some patience and everything like that. So that's what I did. I had some patience. And then he led me right out that door, and I could not have been more thrilled. What else about me? But yeah, now I'm in a great place. Positive I feel happier. I stopped taking ashwagandha. If you know, you know. I haven't needed it. That's great. Next is for me to get back in the gym. I've been going to Dance Fit, though. And Dance Fit, do not knock it till you try it. You will sweat like crazy. Okay? Crazy. I'm trying to keep my time because the other one was like 6 or 8 minutes. So I'm trying to save 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes. But I'm not going to lie to you, editing this much is a lot. A lot. Especially when I make funny jokes that I think are funny and no one's laughing about them because I'm the only one in here. But it's fine. See. You guys are probably laughing at me through the screen and that's perfectly fine too. What else about me? I'm trying to think. This is why I should have wrote a script, but I just said, let's go for it. I'm making bookmarks as I'm sitting here looking at them. So this is one of them. I know you cannot see that, so hang on. It says just one more chapter. Love. Well, see, this is confusing. This needs to be introverted, but you can read that, so that's good. So hang on. It says just one more chapter. This one is a little different. It has just like all kinds of genres on it. Not genres, tropes. Like age gap, soulmates, fated mates, one bed, slow burn, which I hate. But I read a lot of slow burns by accident. And then this one, if I can put it the right way. Cats. Very cute, right? Yeah. And then I have some more here. My church I made the stickers because I also do that on the side. But I'm going to start selling these bookmarks. But this one is my church. Love. Love, love. Then this one is from suicide prevention. Oh, sorry. That was probably really loud. But it says stay, tomorrow needs you. And then it has a lot of different stuff to like remember, and then it also has a semicolon for those who know. And then I made this blue one. Ain't it cute? It's got bows. I love bows. I don't know why I love bows. I'm the most non-girly girly. That's not how you say that. I'm the most non-girl. Wait. I just confused myself. I'm not girly, okay? I'm a tomboy. 1000% all day long. I wear mascara. Most days, that's it. And I do my eyebrows sometimes. Other than that, that's about it. I straighten my hair. I can curl it, but, you know. But hey, this one's for my mom. I just haven't given it to her yet because she started school. And it's school supplies. Ain't that cute? I love it. But I'm going to start selling those. So, that'll be fun. I also have Christian ones. These are I'm trying to straighten them out, but Beauty from Ashes, Jesus Loves You. I need to flip it so you can read it. He Loved Us First. This one says Simply Blessed. This one, For God So Loved. And then there's one more. Be a Kind Human. Love them. Okay. I've been trying to flatten them because they got really bent in my little box that I store them in. But we're all good there. So anyways, welcome to the podcast. I really should have remembered what I said at the beginning. I showed the TikTok at the beginning of that second clip, so I'll have to clip that out. But then I start talking about how I did the podcast, I stopped. Or did I? I don't remember. You know what? We're just going to go with this is the only clip now. We're not even going to add the other one in. Who's batting? Sorry, is that a birdie? Yeah, that's a birdie. Hopefully he hits a home run. Oh, not off that. Okay. So, we're just going to go with I didn't say anything about a second clip, okay? You're just going to forget that part, okay? Okay. I'm sitting here editing my podcast, so I'm jumping in. I forgot to tell you that we're gonna go through my reading wrap-up for 2024-2025. I'm pretty sure I say it later on in the podcast, but just so you're aware, that's what we're doing. Because, again, ADHD brain, I jump, I didn't have a script, but enjoy. We're gonna go into my 2024 reading stats. So, basically what I said in my first take was I was talking about me doing this podcast, and it wasn't because I didn't want to read, because I did read. I read a lot. Especially, so January I read 2 books. 2024 was a hiccup for me too, because in January I broke my ankle. I tripped over a dog, snapped that sucker in half. Speaking of the dog, hang on, I gotta make sure I'm not supposed to be house sitting right now. She just asked me, so don't freak out. No, it's tomorrow. I start tomorrow. Okay, we're good. And I'll take my computer and edit. See, look. We're good. Anyways. I had 2 books. February, I had 1. It was Mile High. That was the first time I read Mile High. Started the Windy City series, and I was hooked. Now, I still wasn't reading a lot because the walls were closing in by that point. I was alone. There was so much snow outside. I couldn't do anything. I was sitting on the couch. 90% of my time I was playing Fortnite. And I still didn't get good. So don't think I got good, because I didn't. And then we came to March, and I met Ryan Shea from The Right Move, Windy City. Loved it. Gave that a 5-star. Then I finished up reading, I think it's The Summer I Turned Pretty. Yeah. I finished the 3rd book in The Summer I Turned Pretty finally, because I was rewatching that as well, because I was like, why not rewatch, you know? Then May was graduating, finals. I was also getting my bachelor's degree during this entire time. So, oh, he hit a home run. Good job, Abreu. Oh, there's Parker telling me Abreu, home run. See? Abreu, home run. Homer, excuse me. Anyways, took May off, had a lot going on. Went to the beach for my cousin's bachelorette trip because she was getting married in June. Then we flipped to June. I had a summer course. Now, you're like, Abby, you just said you graduated in May. I did, but Tusculum had it where if you only had 2 classes left, you could go ahead and walk. So I didn't have to wait till December to walk. So there's that. I read a book for class, and I counted that because that was awful. It was How to Be a Leader, but it wasn't awful, but I hate reading stuff like that, and I shouldn't. Because it helps your mind, you know. I have 3 books I have to read for my friend Brendan's dad. He's an author. Listen, hush. That was not Parker. That was a spam text. Anyways, after that, I read The Naturals. Because I was determined to hit a reading goal that year. I was like, you know what? I love reading again. Let's read. Okay, so I got The Naturals. Finished that. 5 stars. It's like a young adult Criminal Minds. And they all have, I'm not going to say superpowers, because someone I saw said superpowers. It's not superpowers. 2 of them are profilers. 1 can read, expressions, moods. 1's a lie detector. I'm so sorry. 1's a lie detector. 1 is Spencer Reed to a T, but it's a girl version. She loves numbers, data, everything. And then, I think that's it. Yeah. So, there's that, okay? And then there's another one, but you meet her later. Anyways, read The Naturals. And then in July, I read 2 books, Killer Instinct and All In, which is the 2nd and 3rd book of the Natural series. Then I decided in August, right before I got my first job, I was going to reread Kelsey Ray. Don't Let Me Go. Was it Don't Let Me Go? Yeah, Don't Let Me Go. That's my favorite one, as I forget the title. But I was trying to read and I read the wrong one. I thought I read the wrong one. It's Don't Let Me Go, and it's Theo, or Theodore, Taylor, and y'all are laughing at me now. I know you are. It's because I said it was Blakely. Hello. Blakely Thorne, because he always calls her a thorn in his side. Anyways, read that book because we went to a Lego convention. That was our first time going to that, and it was awesome. Then September, took it off. Didn't read. October, read the 4th and final book Well, not really the final. The fourth book in the Natural series called Bad Blood. It was so huge. It was like a thick book. I wish I had it right here so I could show you. Then I read the novella for the Naturals in November 12. Then I started the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Loved it. Everybody hated it, but I loved it. Then in November, this is when things got real for me. I read The Deal by El Kennedy. I started my off-campus series, my El Kennedy series, if you will, because El Kennedy is truly amazing. I love all of her writing. There's one book I think I gave 3 stars, but it was just because I did not like the tropes. That was it. Her writing was still fabulous because I read the whole book. I should have DNF'd it, but I didn't. So I read The Deal. Then came December. I read The Mistake, The Score, The Goal, The Legacy. All 4 of them. That was the most books I ever read in a month, okay? At that point. Because that was 2024. I was still back into reading. Then we go to 2025. So in 2024, finished 18 books. 2024 is also when I started my podcast because I was like, people should love reading like I do, you know? So, 2025, I set a reading goal of 25 books. So I was like, you know what? I read 18 last year. I could do it. I read 40 books. I know, right? Pretty good. 170 days was my best reading streak in a row. And my average rating was a 4.9 that year. My average rating was not on there for 2024. I would have said that because I just started Fable like midway through 2024. So it didn't have all my reading stats besides what Goodreads had like transferred. January, 2 books. Loved it. I can't read the names of them, and it was last year, so don't come for me. I can see the title, like the covers of the book, and I know what they are, but that one doesn't have the covers. It's like discrete covers, so I don't know what this says. Okay, 40 books, 2025. 2 in January. 1 in February. I read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore in February. March, I read The Christmas Tree Farm because I was like, oh, that one. So The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore is confusing. Most people think it's a fall book. The best time to read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which is second book in the series, is between late August to like October, that area. So September. Let's put it in September. Because it happens in that time frame because that's when the main character, female character, Hazel, it's her birthday. And there's a plot to that. But I'm not going to tell you because it'll ruin the book. But read it in September. It's not a fall book, but it is like a good palate cleanser from summer to fall. If that makes sense. Okay. Then I read The Christmas Tree Farm. Yes, that one is Christmas. So if you read The Cinnamon Bun, then you can throw The Christmas Tree Farm on your November TBR and read it at the end of November going into December because that's a good little transfer, okay? Okay, then I read The Strawberry Pancake House. This one's the longest title ever. I think that's what it is, okay? Sugar Monkey. When did I read that? April. Let me go back here. Yeah, The Strawberry Pancake House, okay? That one is spring. So when you get to that one, it'll be spring, okay? So, there we go. I don't know why I just clarked it, but whatever. Then I reread the last year's Mistake. I do not think anyone knows about this book. It is so good. I'm going to pull up a picture of it because it won't let me click on it for some reason. But it is so good. It follows it's a dual POV. No, it's not. It's not a dual POV, but it has flashbacks in it. It's a girl telling the story, but it's flashbacks. It's a closed-door romance. And it is probably... I don't remember when I got this book, but it was so flippin' good. I reread it. I remembered it. I was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, man, I remember some scenes from that book. I want to reread it. So I reread it. This is last year's Mistake. Gina. I got my cousin on this book. She loved it. First love, second chance. Best friends to strangers to lovers. And they're not even really strangers, they just stop talking for reason not to be named. But it does like flashbacks so that you get their like backstory of how they met, everything they went through, how they got where they're at, all that jazz. Okay? Great book. Gave it 5 stars. Even though it's closed door, it's a little on the younger side too. Okay? Okay. Then I decided, you know what? It's time to finish some series. So, I went back to the Don't Let Me series by Kelsey Ray. Hang on, I'm parched. I heard the sound of the straw and it made me giggle. Sorry. So then I read Don't Let Me Break, which is Don't Let Me Fall, Don't Let Me Go, Don't Let Me... the 3rd book. Then I read the 4th book is Let Me Love You, which, in my opinion, I feel like that one could almost be read at the same time as Don't Let Me Down. Oh, gosh. Is it still going? Yeah, okay. As Don't Let Me Down. I hope that did. Oh. Never mind, I know what it's doing. Okay, never mind. I saw the thing said muted and I thought it meant this was muted. But it meant the computer sound was muted. Anyways. Because it's a novella. And it's a little tiny one. But it kind of leads you into Mia's book. But also, I feel like it is at the same time Mia's book's going on. Does that make sense? But it kind of wraps up Colt and Ashlyn's story, Theo and Blakely's story, and then Macklin. Oh God, what's her name? Oh, that's gonna bother me. Hang on, we gotta go to Kelsey Ray. I know it. It's a K. I know it's a K. Kelsey Ray. Also, if you've never read anything by Kelsey Ray, please do me a favor and go read Kelsey Ray. She came out with a new series, which I just finished the 2 books on that one. Now I have to wait, I think, until the fall. I think she's almost done with the 3rd book, which I'm very happy about. Okay, so I was like, you know what? It's time to read the Don't Let Me series. Okay, so this is the Don't Let Me series. Okay, you got Don't Let Me Fall, Don't Let Me Go, Don't Let Me Break, Let Me Love You, Don't Let Me Down. In that order. It's Kate. It's Kate. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's Kate. But I'm going to double check myself because now I'm a little freaked out that it's not right. She's released a lot since then, okay? Is that Blakely? Yeah. It's Macklin and Kate. I'm 90% sure. Yeah, it's Macklin and Kate. There it is. Macklin and Kate. Henry and Mia is the Don't Let Me Down. I don't know if I said their name. And then that's not the right book. These are all spicy romances, by the way. Spicy sports romance, which I don't even know if you would classify it as sports as much, but it is sports. I'm at 23 minutes, good lord. Okay, anyways, it's Theodore. Teddy is what she calls him. Teddy and Blakely. And then Macklin and Kate. And then it wraps up their stories in Let Me Love You. And then it's back to Mia and Henry, which you meet them in the Let Me Love You. You meet Mia in the first book. And then you meet a very important character in the first book that you have to remember about, which you won't forget. I promise. Anyways, okay. So I finished Let Me... Oh, sugar monkeys. I hope I did not just stop that. Okay. I did Let Me Love You, and then I reread The Deal. Because I thought the series was coming out last year. It didn't come out last year. And then I reread The Mistake. And then I went back on my Windy City series and I read Caught Up. Great book. Kai Miller and Little Max. Love it. Single Dad, Tom's Nanny, baseball, professional baseball, I need to say. Windy City Warriors. You meet Isaiah Rhodes. Who I read about in July. And I don't think I could ever get over Isaiah Rhodes. I have read Play Along 4 or 5 times now. I seriously love that book. Love it. Okay? Here, just remember I read Play Along in July. Okay? And then I finished the series with Rewind It Back in July, right after that, because it just came out. And then I finished the Don't Let Me series of Don't Let Me Down. Finished that one. And then she came out with the new series, The Little Things. But we're not there yet. I then started reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I wanted a little palate cleanser. I started feeling myself going to, like, I don't want to read. So I needed a thriller, but not such a big thriller that I was, like, freaked out about it, you know? So, I read that one. That finished July up. Then I went into August. And let me tell you, the book I read, even though I read Play Along this year, the Mind F series by, I'm going to put it on the screen. Hang on. It is, I think, 6 books in one. It's 5 book. And it's a 5-book romantic suspense and dark thriller collection by St. Abbey. I don't know if you're supposed to say Saint Abbey or St. Abbey. This is it, though. Okay? I'm glad I brought my phone over here. This is it. This book shattered me. Made me think twice about a lot of things. I mean, literally, I sat there and was like, what did I just read? I had seen it all over TikTok. And I was like, no, it ain't that good. It can't be that good. I'm not going to follow the TikTok. No, I fell. And I got the book. I read it all on my Kindle because I was like, I don't want to buy the book. Because the book is thick. But it's like, each book is 100 to, I think the most, it was like 120 pages per book. And each one of them left you on such a big cliffhanger, you were like, well, what happens next? That book. You're going to keep hearing me hit this, because that book was amazing. Okay? That book. If you have not read it, please. What is that? Sorry. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's fuzz. Please go read this book, okay? I'm not going to say it because it does have a bad word in it. But, please go read this book. Please. Do yourself a favor. It is so good. And I usually don't like thriller or like, I would almost classify that one as dark romance, even though it's not like a dark romance. But it's a suspenseful romance. And that, in my head, I'm just like, same thing, you know? So. Who's pitching? I don't even know who that is. I read all those in August. And I read another one called The Crime Scene Investigation. It was like a podcast. It was free on Audible. And I wanted the badge for using the Audible free credits. So I did that. Then in September. Oh, they changed I was like, what is that? I read the second book to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is by Holly Jackson. And I don't remember. Thank you. Not the, oh, it took me to the series. Okay. Oh, they came out with an exclusive edition? Sorry, sidetrack. So, I read Good Girl's Guide to Murder in July, and then I did As Good as Dead. So, I was on a thriller-seeking journey after I read these, okay? After the Mind F series, I was like, yeah, I like some thrillers. Let's throw them in there. the second book to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the TV series that they're doing with it did it so much better. I was very, like, scared to watch it because I was like, I did not like the book. And then I read the third book in it, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood. I gave that one 3 stars. I do not give books less than 4 stars 90% of the time. And I can tell you why. Like, I was uninterested. I started hitting a slump hard after this one because I was like, no, I can't do it. I don't like books. Like, that's where I was at after reading that because I just couldn't grasp it. Pip was annoying. They did her very, very well in the second season of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the TV series. She played her very well. Now, was there still bits and pieces where I was like, yikes? Yes, but they changed some of the characters. Like, this one was all about the trial, and I feel like they're kind of following 13 Reasons Why, in a sense, but I don't know that for sure. That's just how it feels. Now I'm at 30 minutes, so I'm gonna try and wrap this up because I'm yapping a lot. Okay. But anyways, so read that, went into a little bit of a slump. So I reread Play Along. I just finished it. So there's my second reread of it in September. And then I was like, you know what? I want to read the Windy City series again because I haven't read Mile High or The Right Move since 2024. And I want to reread them and read them all in order. Okay? So I did that. I reread Mile High after that and The Right Move. And then come October, I reread Caught Up. Reread Play Along. So I've read Play Along 3 times in 2025. Do you actually count that as a book? I do because I read it. And then I read Rewind It Back Again, which after I just finished rereading that one for this year because they announced it's going to be a TV series. And she's writing a new book, which was supposed to come out in November, but it's not now, so I was really sad. But anyways, I reread Rewind It Back Again, and I love Rio DeLuca. I don't know why I didn't give him more credit, but Isaiah Rhodes really stole my heart. But Rio, this last time reading it, chef's kiss. And then The Gingerbread Bakery by Lori Gilmore came out, right? Look at that man run. He's already on second. Look at him go. Nice. I don't know what that means, and I want to know what that means. Anyways, okay, sorry. Duran was on my screen. So after my reread of The Windy City in order, I read The Gingerbread Bakery by Lori Gilmore. That was her new release. It was about Mac and Annie finally. Loved it. They were being built up so much, I was like, I gotta have it. I read it. It was very good. And then, in November, I decided to read some football romances because I haven't read any in a long time. So, I keep saying reread. I didn't read these before. These were new. I read, by Monica Murphy, her playing, I want to think it was Playing to Keep series, but I don't think that's right. But it is Playing. Hang on, let me see. If I could type, that'd be fabulous. A lot of this is going to be like, no, that's a hockey romance. Monica Murphy books. So, this is kind of my reading wrap up in the middle of 2026 for 2025 and all that. So, the first one is Playing Hard to Get. This is it. I give it 5 stars. I think. It might have been 4. I don't remember. That one was very good. And then Playing by the Rules and Playing to Win. Those are out of order because I'm pretty sure Playing by the Rules is the third book in it. And it's very good. It's about the QB and a social media director. So I was really into that at that point in time. Yeah, Playing to Win's a lot. Wait. Well, now I'm confused because I want to think Playing by the Rules was the last. This is book 1. That's not book 1. Oh, there it is. It says reading order. Hello. Okay. Oh, it's called The Players. I just added too many words. Playing hard to get is Knox and Joanna. He meets her in a bookstore. Super cute. Cute meet. Or meet cute, not cute meet. Okay, Playing by the Rules is actually the second book. I thought that was the third book. That was my bad. But it's Blair and Camden Fields. Blair is Knox's sister, and Camden is his best friend, okay? Love their book. Then, Ruby, which is Knox's youngest sister, so Knox and Blair's sister, and Ace Townsend, he's the QB. Oh, cool. So, that just gave me a new reading order. Anyways, so I read those. They were great. Football season, perfect time. Read all 3 of those in November. Then in December, I decided, you know what? I'm going to read the Little Things series by Kelsey Ray. And I read, I think there's 7 books. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's 6 books. I'm an idiot. Why does it look like 7? Sorry. I messed it up. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Oh, because I read another book in that month. I've read 7 books in December. 7. That's a lot. I read 4 the previous year. So I decided to beat it by a lot. I read 7. 7 books in December. That's a lot, okay? So I finished the Little Things series because she had just came out with her last book, which was A Little Crush. So you have A Little Complicated. It follows 2 twin brothers. And let me tell you, Kelsey Ray made me cry in this book. I was bawling my eyes out. Okay? I want to say it was terrible, but it was fabulous. I loved that book. I was bawling my eyes out in my room reading that. When I got to If You Know, You Know. But if you haven't read Kelsey Ray, please, Lord have mercy, go read Kelsey Ray. She makes you cry. She makes you laugh. She makes you fall in love with these characters where you just can't get enough. Like, I still think about A Little Thing, like A Little Complicated. And then the next book in it is A Little Tempting. And that follows Dylan. And he goes by Ollie. The only reason I really remember him is because he was just mentioned in the previous book I read of hers. She interconnects all of them. So they're all in the same universe happening, okay? So there's that. And then A Little Jaded happens, okay? A Little Jaded is, I don't even know. She's a tattoo artist. And there's a scene in the book where she's telling, her name's Rain. What's the guy's name? The only reason I really remember her name is because he calls her Stormy. And it's super freaking cute. Hang on, we're going to go to Kelsey Ray. We're going to have to scroll through a lot. But I'm just going to keep it open because I can't not tell you all about these books really quick. And then I won't tell you anything about 2026 because we're going to have a reading wrap-up this year. In December of 2026, okay? Okay. Parker was the best ever, and for the Little Things and the Don't Let Me Go, she did this big book box, and it came with a blanket of the characters, and it's in my blanket basket here. I would show you, but I'm not unrolling that. Mama Taylor's Cookies is such a big thing in all these books. It came with that recipe. Okay. And then, what else? It came with a bunch of character art, like stickers, and then like I'll have to do a whole podcast on it, like showing you everything because it was amazing. Okay. Maverick and Ophelia, or as Maverick likes to call her, Goose. So I'm still confused on this. So this is Maverick and Ophelia. Oh, here's everything you got in the box. I also got the hoodie. It gave you a little map of everything. Gave you character art. It was awesome. I loved it. Parker did a fabulous job. But A Little Complicated is Maverick and Ophelia, who he also calls her Opie or Goose. And then you also had Archer in there. That's Maverick's twin brother. Okay? And then you go to, well, shoot, where'd it go? Sorry, she posts a lot, but as she should. She's an independent author. And if you order from her, like, website, this is not sponsored, by the way, I'm just letting you know. If you order from her website, like, she signs the books, she personalizes them. Like, I still have all my signed copies, and they're not going anywhere, even though I have the second, like, edition. My signed copies will stay there because she wrote my name in them. Okay? Reeves and Dylan. Why did she call him Ollie? Because his real name's Oliver. Duh. Everett and Rain. Everett calls her Stormy. Okay, so back to that. There's a point in this book. Rain is a tattoo artist. And she says when she finally works up the courage to tattoo somebody, that tattoo will be her first tattoo. So he's like, oh, okay, tattoo me. And his skin is clean. He has no tattoos. And she's like, are you sure? Like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, tattoo me. And she's like, okay. So she does. And she's like, what do you want? And he's like, a storm cloud. He puts a storm cloud on his body for her. A storm cloud. I love it. Okay. Anyways, then, well, that skipped. You go to Griffin and Finley. And I knew from book 1, just how they acted around each other, they were going to be a couple. Because that man was in love with her. Forever. In book 1, they also do, like, a flashback to a summer party that they had, like, with their parents and stuff. Because, sorry. But, like, literally, and that's also Brother's best friend. They're all connected. Besides, this new one, it's called A Little Broken. And Tatum and Paxton. Tatum was not my favorite character. At all. She was rude to her sister. Everyone, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. Because if I tell you why, then that ruins book 1. So, you'll see. Okay? But anyways, Tatum and Paxton, that's the next one. It turned out I liked Tatum a lot. And then we went into the new one, and it was called A Little Crush. Okay? I'm trying to find the character art. Sorry. Here's a character art. It's Rory and Jackson, and Rory is the youngest. And Jackson, I'm pretty sure, is the oldest, okay, of the group. He is introduced in the Don't Let Me series, but his book is about him and Rory. Here they are. They're so freaking cute. I loved this book. Ate it up. There's a point in this book. Kelsey Ray spools it on hers, so I'm going to spoil it. He steals her first kiss, okay? And he does it while being intoxicated. And then he finds out that it was her first kiss, and he beats himself up about it, okay? And he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Why did I do it? I'm so sorry. So he asked for a do-over in the rain. Oh, I loved it. Okay, that was the end of the Little series, or the Little Things series. And then to wrap up December, I read a new Elle Kennedy book that I had gotten, and I started Briar U, and it was called The Chase. I gave that one 5 stars. It's about summer and Fitzy, and I can't wait to figure out who plays Summer in this new season of Off Campus, because Tate McRae has been said that she's going to be in this series, and I'm thinking it's going to be because Hannah works with her or something, and, like, she's going to play herself, but I don't know. So we'll see. If she plays Summer De Laurentiis, though, that would mean that she's okay with playing her if Briar U gets a spinoff. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see, though. Okay? We'll see. I'm now at 44 minutes. I think I yapped your head off enough. I will tell you this much, though. For the month or for the year of 2026, I am already at 19 books. I am on some good things that's happened this year for my reading is I'm on an arc, it's called the Chaos Street Team kind of thing, and it's for author, holy guacamole, author Cassandra Mole. I found her through threads. I got an arc of hers. I read it. It was great. I get another arc of hers in the next few weeks, I think, honestly. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited. But I get an arc of hers in the next few weeks, so I'm going to read that one. And then I need to get all of her other books so I can read them. And then I'm also on another arc team for author Kaylee Ryan. Her recent book I just read is Trying Not to Love You. It's a new series, The Mormon Sisters. Oh, Melinda. It was so good. And it's like short stories. So, and I won a free package from her. So I got the arc copy in the mail. And that has never happened. So that was a really fun idea. So I'm going to read some more this month. I just finished Rewind It Back for August to start. So I'm going to make me some TikToks on my July reading wrap-up. I'm probably going to just throw everything in there and let them know, like, I didn't read anything in June. That's terrible, right? But June, I was also leaving my last job. There was a lot going on. I had Vacation Bible School. There was a lot of stuff going on in my world. And then next month, we go on a trip to Wilmington. Can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be good. But I think I'm going to pick up some thrillers this month. Maybe one to start spooky season off so I don't overdo it, you know. But I'm going to pick out my TBR for this month. I might throw a new reread in there. I don't know. I see a lot of books I need to read, though, that are not going to be rereads. My TBR shelf is full. I have a jar now because I want to pick out of it and just, like, go with it. So, there's that. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm excited. So, thanks for joining if you're still here. Parker's freaking out about Wilson Contreras. Sorry. I was reading. But thanks for joining if you're still here. I hope you followed my chaotic brain. Next time, I will make sure to have, like, a little list of what we're going off of. If I didn't say it in this clip, I think I did. We might have some special guests on here. Emily, if you're still watching, thanks. Definitely will have you on the podcast because you've been in your reading era and I love it. I also have your birthday present still, so I need to give you that. I'm hoping to post this on Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Maybe next Thursday. No, I'm going to get it posted tomorrow. I'm going to work on the edits right now because I was going to do some other stuff, which I need to finish cleaning. So I'm going to do that and then I'm going to work on some edits and all that jazz. So, all good. You know, we went through more than I thought I would tonight and everything. So I hope you stayed through the whole thing. If you did, drop a like, subscribe. I promise I'm going to do better this year. I'm going to do some more podcasts. It might not be every week, but it's definitely going to be more than it was last time. So, episode 1, here we are. Welcome to What's Good, y'all. Hope you stay around and watch the rest and get some more book recs. So, who knows who we'll have on the podcast next. So, I'll see you next time. And bye.